and welcome to TWF Rampage Ram Through. Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, Paulie Dangerously here. And today on Rampage Ram Through, we have a good match here today on Rampage Ram Through. As you know, Michael Cole says I'm now doing Dynamite Rampage Ram Through on top of doing Friday Night SmackDown. Well, that will be good to know, Tony Schiavone says. It's good to see you back here, doing these shows, with me. I can tell you one thing right now, Michael and Tony. Whatever we're going to be doing here today, Paulie Dangerously says, it has to be, most likely a good show. And I think I know, I think I know who's going to, how we're going to do the show here today, or who's going to be on the show here today. Paulie Dangerously says. Well, it seems Michael Cole says we have the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter Cody Rhodes here today on Rampage or Ram Through. Michael Cole says. That's right, Tony Schiavone said. We have him here today on Rampage or Ram Through. What are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do too? Paulie Dangerously says. And here it goes. So, what everybody want to talk about? First off, I want to talk about how I'm most likely, some folks think that I did not live up to the standard of, being the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. And there are most likely other folks out there who think that I didn't live up to being the WWE heavyweight fighter, even though I held the winning since Wrestle Madness of this year. Now, the only ground I can come up with is some folks I might not think that I met the standard. Would be AEW followers who are irked that I left AEW in 2022 YL. Why? Because Shao Kahn and Anthony Khan and Christopher Daniels and QG Marshall and Sensei Dutt and Kenny Omega and Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson didn't think that I was worth keeping around. And that was how Vince McMahon and Nick Khan and Brother Love and Johnny Ace and Jason Albert, and Shawn Michaels, and all of them amped up getting me. Now, I could sit here and talk about the beliefs to why I think that folks might think that, but I have truly, I won every match and every fight that I've been, in a ring with ever since. So the way I look at it is, I truly think that if I haven't gotten the onlook from everyone in the toy wrestling gatherings, followership, then I most likely never will. And you can't make everyone like you. That's true. But to say that I didn't meet the standard, well, that seems to be a belief. Well, here comes Godzilla now. Cody Rhodes, Vinlander Nightmare Cody Rhodes, whatever you want to call yourself. I think you do fit the standard of both the TWF heavyweight fighter and the WWE heavyweight fighter. I mean, I've seen you put in the time, put in the work. I've seen all the shit you had to overcome. How you spent, how you were in WWE and in your first run in WWE. And a lot of folks thought that you would, and a lot of folks thought that, that you would never be the WWE heavyweight fighter. Going to TNAW, ROH, NWA, NJPW, MLW, whatever, AW. Then your 2-diff run in WWE that no one really thought would happen. And then when you won the WWE heavyweight winnings, that was showing that you overcame it. So what I'm thinking is here today, Cody Rhodes, if you don't mind, me and you should have a match for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings that by all means I have won at least more than once. Well, here comes the fight, Lord, so I guess we're going to have the match now. Really meant to stand there because God Jory just takes up half the ring. This match is for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. First, he is the King of the Fiends, God Jorah, and he is the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, Cody Rhodes. Now, did Cody Rhodes and God Jorah ever fight before, Michael Cole says? Because I would say no, a drop kick. Michael Cole said, and a body slam. To be earnest with you, Tony Schiavone, says Michael Cole, I don't think that Cody Rhodes has ever fought God Jorah before. I think this is the first time that these two have ever fought one-on-one for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. Oh, I'll tell you one thing, Paulie dangerously says, I have never said that Cody Rhodes wasn't a good skilled wrestler or he wouldn't have won the winnings he won. Oh, catastrophe kick to God Jorah. He overcame a lot of shit, to get to where he was at. He wanted to do the Cody Cutter. Oh, but God Jorah had other goals. God Jorah hit Cody Rhodes and knocked him down with his tail, Michael Cole says. As I was saying, Paulie dangerously says, Cody Rhodes has overcome a lot of things to get to where he's at. I mean, believe it or not, no one believed he could beat Roman Reigns, and look, he ended up doing it. And God Jorah right now wants to get ready, to do the God Jorah stunner, which is an offshoot of the stunner that Steve Austin did, that both Mikey Riffraff and Disco Inferno did, and Kevin Owens is doing nowadays. Tony Schiavone says, God Jorah is hoping to win back the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. 1, 2, and only a kick out. And now, and God Jorah can't understand why the stunner didn't work, Michael Cole says. That hold mostly beats a lot of wrestlers, Tony Schiavone said. He can't understand why it didn't beat Cody Rhodes. Tony Schiavone says, because I guess Cody Rhodes is one of a kind. If he can kick out of a stunner or a neck breaker, Michael Cole says, who knows what he'll be skilled to kick out of. And now God Jorah wants to give him the stunner again. This time the Cody Cutter on God Jorah, Michael Cole says. Here comes round 3, Tony Schiavone says. While Paulie Daniels says, the free moves of doom, Paulie dangerously says, that Cody Rhodes did to God Jorah. I think this match is over. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter, Cody Rhodes. The Vinlander Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, has beat God Jorah, King of the Fiends, here today on Dynamite or Mike. And now, and now they both hug. Believe it or not, God Jorah and Cody Rhodes have been friends for many years. And God Jorah himself was happy when Cody Rhodes won the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings, and when he won the WWE heavyweight and world winnings too, Michael Cole says. Well, that's right, Michael Cole says. Cody Rhodes beat God Jorah here today on Rampage or Ramfru. He did, Tony Schiavone says. He did it with the Cody Cutter and the round streak, holds. Well, I can tell you what, Paulie Dangerously says. I would think that Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong are kicking themselves, wishing they never let Cody Rhodes go if they only knew what all the things he would do in WWE and they're wishing that Ariel Dell and Patrick Whitesell didn't have Cody Rhodes now. Paulie dangerously says. Well, speaking of that, speaking of that now, we're going to have Mike today now talk with Cody Rhodes. Thank you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Cody Rhodes here today on Rampage or Ramfru. Cody Rhodes, we just saw you have one hell of a wrestling match, or do we call it a fight, against Godjora. Shit. Well, yeah, Mike, today I had a great match with Godjora, King of the Fiends, and very few folks have been skilled enough to beat him. But I was one of them. And I'm still the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight fighter. Well, Cody Rhodes, what do you think? What do you have to say about the haters out there, the naysayers out there, who say that you didn't meet the standard, or you lost as a WWE heavyweight fighter and a TWF heavyweight fighter? Well, everybody has a right to his or her beliefs or thoughts or takes, and have no sway over that. All I can do is put on the goodest wrestling matches I can put on and just hope that some folks are happy with it. But not everyone's going to be happy with my work. I mean, there are folks out there that didn't like Hulk Hogan, or didn't like Steve Austin, or didn't like The Rock, or didn't like Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart, or didn't like Sting, or didn't like Booker T, or didn't like Ric Flair, or didn't like The Undertaker. Believe it, I can go on a list of folks who didn't like some wrestlers for whatever sake, ground, or why. But all I know is I can't worry about who likes me, who doesn't like me. All I can worry about is putting on the good wrestling matches and hoping that they're good enough. And need be, I might not get 5 stars anymore from David Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, since I'm in WWE now, no longer in AEW. Oh well, I'll live. Well, that's my talk with the Vinlander Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Back to you, Michael Cole and Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Mike, today for talking with Cody Rhodes here today on Rampage or Ramfru. And that's all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. I, Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Michael Cole, Tony Schiavone, and Paulie Dangerously. We hope you like Rampage or Ramfru, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.